All right, I messed up on the intro. Here it is. Welcome to the NorCal Sports Network. What a day for San Francisco sports fans as the Niners and the Giants both win big games. Welcome, guys.
Welcome. We are here.
Yep. Yeah. So big wins for Niners and Giants. Where do we start? Let's go with the Giants first. Put the Giants cap on. Hey, big win, Giants, 6-3 home run by Jock Peterson. Keaton Wynn looks good. Giants do what they got to do. They sweep the Rockies, and the Diamondbacks lose. The Giants are only 1.5 back now. Still difficult to make it, but they did what they had to do, and that's it. Let's get to the Niners.
Congratulations to the Giants on sweeping the Rockies. Job well done. Now let's get on to football.
Yep. Good job.
Where shall we start? Bora, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? Because all these Niner fans that got upset at us picking the Steelers. They want our head on a silver platter. So you want to go first?
I guess I'll go first. Okay. I was wrong. I'll admit it. I did not expect them to completely obliterate the Steelers. Kyle Shanahan had been 2-4 in his season openers. Mike Tomlin has never had a winning or a losing record as the head coach for the Steelers. And the Steelers typically start out really fast. I guess the 49ers were just more prepared. And I guess this is why you don't take stock into preseason, because Kenny Pickett is horrible. Najee Harris is horrible. George Pickens is trying to pick a fight with everybody who tackles him. And the Steelers are just not – maybe the Steelers aren't that good, or maybe the Niners are just really good and are really going to be – or this just might be their year. But they came out swinging today, and they put a dent in the scoreboard.
Yep, and props to Dan. He hit it on the head when we were picking this game. He had the Niners scoring 31 points. I think it was 31-17 was his prediction. And me and Bora were like, there's no way they're going to score 30-plus on that Pittsburgh D. And they did. They did. So props for Dan for getting that correctly. Not just picking the Niners to win, but accurately picking pretty close to the score. Yep. So there was quite a few reasons why I picked the Steelers. And if you remember, I bought this headset so people could hear my voice more clearly. So hopefully you don't have selective hearing from the last time I spoke. If you heard me clearly, I said the Niners were the better team. I said the Niners are going to the Super Bowl. All I said was that there were a lot of factors that I thought would favor the Steelers. One, they were flying cross country. Two, the Niners traditionally get off to slow starts. Three, Pittsburgh hit in the preseason. The Niners didn't. 4, I thought it was going to rain. I thought it was going to be an ugly defensive battle. But if you also remember, I said the Niners are going to show me something if they go right down the field, opening kickoff, like the old days, and score a touchdown. Not a field goal, a touchdown. Yeah. And then they get a 3 and out. I said that. If you don't believe me, the beautiful thing about having a show like this is it's recorded. Go back and listen to me. And then you can say, oh, yeah, you were right, Los. So I did say if the Niners go down the field, score a touchdown, and get a 3 and out on D, they're showing me they're serious. Not only did they do that, but when they were starting to let Pittsburgh kind of get back into it with that bogus drive they gave up at the end of the first half, they came right out in the second half and did the same thing. McCaffrey breaks the big play. So they started the first half fast. They started the second half fast with touchdowns, not field goals. That has always been what has held this team back from being dominant, really dominant, is they keep teams that are not as good as them close because they kick field goals. They have penalties, which, by the way, they had 11 today, so they need to clean that up. And they don't score touchdowns. They did today. So I know how good the Niners are. I didn't think that they would show that today. So that's why I picked the Steelers. So, hey, I'm glad they proved me wrong, man. Yep. I am overjoyed at that performance. Now, McKivitz did give up 3 sacks to TJ Watt. We did talk about that. So that is a little bit of an issue.
Burford had 3 penalties.
Yep. And Shanahan still kind of didn't have a game plan to help McKivitz on the right side.
He didn't have a game plan. And what was with running McCaffrey up the gut in the fourth quarter and playing Bosa late into the fourth quarter just to get his snap count up?
I think the thing with, it's like, hate to see that in meaningless games at that point. Didn't want to see McCaffrey in there. Wanted to see Mitchell or even some snaps for Mason. Just get those guys in. Give McCaffrey some rest. He's going to get banged around all year. Less time you get that body hit, less recovery, So, hey, let's bring in Romo. Eric.
Hello, Eric.
What's up?
Hey, there's 4 of us in the room, and only one of us is leaving a winner in our fantasy. I thought it was going to be me, but Dallas defense with a historic night. Unless Josh Allen.
Here's Truck. I knew he was waiting for it.
Scores.
He was waiting for it.
Wow. What are we talking about?
Hey, me and Borum might have the game of the day, though. It's close.
You guys had a good matchup.
We had a great matchup.
He was whooping my ass. And I even told him, I said, you better get out to a lead because you got a lot of guys going in the morning games, and I got everybody going in the afternoon. And
you know what? I would have done better if I started Jimmy G than damn freaking Joe Burrow. I would have done better.
You can't do that, though.
Not too many
you can't do
people
that.
would have saw that coming.
And that Atlanta running back, he got like 24 points on my bench. I'm like, come on.
But for those of you that are giving it to me about my Niner pick, I'm giving it right back to you about Tua and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, you had Hill. There it is.
That was good.
200
You
yards
got 50 points. What is that? That's, oh my God.
That was wild. I know, Bora, you had to be going nuts.
I was thinking about Bora the whole time. I'm like, oh, man.
I was up by like 40 points. And like midway through the fourth quarter, I was up 15 points. I had like an 80% chance to win. And then Aaron Jones goes down with a hamstring injury. He's on the sideline nursing that thing. And then Tua and Tyreek just go absolutely off. I'm checking the phone every minute. It's like consistently, +1, +1, +1. And then it's just +10 and everything. All of a sudden he's up by 3 and then just
will be I have an issue with you right now. I have light the beam. Wait a minute. Light the beam pick. Light this, Will. No, Will. It looked like I finally had. Looked like you and I were going to have the most points of anybody, and then Los gets a big thing going, and wow, I mean, he had 143 points. I'm sitting at 118. I got Josh Allen tomorrow because of the Cowboys' defense tonight, or should I say, combination of Cowboys defense and Giants ineptness. Give me a break. You gave $40 million to Daniel Jones, and he puts a performance up like that. This is a joke. Right now, the game is going on. Dallas now has 39. In a defense in fantasy football, you never see it keep going up and up and up. It generally comes back down to earth because a team can actually score. But dang, I thought, hey, even if Dallas gets 20 points tonight on defense, they were projected at 9.5, 10 points. They got 39. Will went from 118 or 120 to start the game. He's at 159.5 right now. I was like, I'm gonna end up with 140, maybe 150 if Josh Allen goes crazy. But now I'm 41 points behind. Is that possible for Allen to catch him? Not likely, huh?
If
Not
he goes
likely, but
off,
it's possible.
if he goes off,
I've
He'd
seen
have to-
Josh Allen put up some big numbers.
He'd have to run for like 3 TDs, maybe 100 yards rushing and a couple of TD passes.
He is facing a pretty good Jets defense.
I know.
So
That's yeah.
likely, no, but possible. Anything's possible in fantasy. The thing about week one is there's a lot of speculation going on about who's going to do this, who's going to do that. And there was a lot of like head scratchers today. Like Justin Herbert, like who thought the Chargers were going to run for over 200 yards?
Yeah.
Like everybody has Justin Herbert. He's on my main.
and
fantasy
Trock
team.
had their running back. What's his name? Eckler or
The Chargers ran the ball a lot. Who would have thought Cam
Eckler?
Akers, who was the starting running back, would like get half the carries of his
I knew
backup
that.
running back?
Look, I knew he was ass. You know why? He had
But Kyron Williams, nobody knows who Kyron Williams is.
That's true, but Cam Akers isn't gonna be anybody just because he tore his Achilles, and running backs who tear their Achilles don't.
Cam
don't come
Akers
back from
had
that.
22
No.
carries for 29 yards. That's
Hey, my
hard to do,
Brandon
man.
Ayuk pick looked pretty good today, didn't it?
Very good.
yeah, I did.
Yep.
Over Amon,
Yeah.
huh? It's like,
Yeah.
hey. And then my San Francisco defense, somebody asked how many points did they get? This is how dominant Dallas is tonight. You saw how dominant the 49ers defense was today? I got 16 fantasy points. Dallas has 39.
What? Wow.
They got defensive touchdowns and a block field goal for a touchdown.
Yeah, they get all these blocks, touchdowns. I mean, the defense. I mean, it's just one of those things. I'll see you again, Will, week 13 or 12 or whatever when we
He
meet
had
again.
J.K. Dobbins.
Who
Will.
would have
Oh
thought
wait,
that
Will
Who would
Martinez.
have thought the Bengals was going to
Yeah.
score 3 points?
3
I
points.
thought Lamar was gonna score 6 points. Come on, Lamar against the
Yep.
Texans.
Hey, Greg,
Some
talking football is pissing you off, huh? Hey, Greg, I saw something today. In fact, I took a screenshot of it, Greg.
Oh man.
Greg Dayton. Is that how you really feel, Greg?
You're an effing idiot.
Is that how you really feel on Larry's show, Greg? I did see that. I thought I might see you in here tonight.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
that's grounds for suspension there.
What
buddy.
is going on, Greg?
What did I do to upset you so much, Greg? What did I say in Larry's show to warrant that?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't think we could spend too much time talking about Yaz and Flores and
Who cares?
and the Giants.
All right, football
right.
season
Football is
started.
always
I'm like Steph Curry, Greg. I do keep receipts, as Trock says. Dan, look at that. Look at that. Dan, you're an effing idiot.
What was that? Was that comment for? Like, well, what did you say to warrant that comment from me?
No clue. No clue.
Speaking of the Chargers, though, my prediction is that their head coach is gone by week 9.
The Chargers head coach?
Yeah. He is absolutely horrible. They hired him from the Rams. He was the Rams defensive coordinator.
Wasn't that one of my bold takes the other night?
It might have been. I don't know.
The first head coach to be fired. Didn't I say that? Yeah.
Then
I said he'll be the first head coach to be fired and during the season, Brandon Staley.
Yeah, exactly. He's horrible. He's a defensive specialist, and their defense sucked. It always has.
I keep calling them San Diego. The Chargers have a lot of good defensive players, and I know Miami has a good offense, but damn, there was guys wide open all day, all day. And Herbert had the ball. They missed the extra point. They were down 2. Herbert, for all the hoopla about him, and he's a dominant quarterback, but he's only 500 as a winning quarterback. He's lost as many games as he's won. This was a game for him to go down the field like superstar quarterbacks do, kick a game-winning field goal or get a game-winning touchdown. And he didn't do it at home against the average Miami defense. So Justin Herbert, you need to step up your game if you're going to be considered a great quarterback.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you got the size, you got the cannon of an arm, you got all the intangibles, but you got to win games, buddy. You got to win games like that.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to.
We got a couple of guys that are upset about not talking about the Giants. We gave them 1.5 minutes to open.
Yep.
That was not. What are we going to say? They played well. They won. They did what they had to do.
That's all you can say.
And they've got 7 more, with 3 with Cleveland and 4 with Colorado. And if they can win 6 of the next 7, they'll probably be right back in the wild card ahead of Arizona. So we'll see. See what they do. They
did what they needed to do and beat a bad team. And we've seen over the last month what they've done when they play good teams. I mean, even Robert Rothberg can admit that when they've played playoff caliber type of teams, the Giants have had their ass handed to them. That's just the fact. That's just the way it is. They beat the Rockies. Great. They'll probably take 2 out of 3 from Cleveland. They'll probably split or take 3 out of 4. They'll be right there by the end of the next week or so. They'll be right there. But
I'm starting to get a headache, guys. It's too much Giants talk. We gotta switch topics.
Yeah. I'm just addressing some of the people that still want.
We're just
why we're not talking about them.
Yeah. It's for opening day NFL. I mean, come on. This it's not like this is Tuesday night and we're talking Niners over Giants after a Giants game. We covered the Giants to start. I even had the hat on for a minute. There you go. What do you need? So, no. NFL,
the one thing I'll say about Purdy, guys, is that he looked very, very in control. He looked very, very comfortable in the pocket. Again, we know he doesn't throw the big deep ball, but who cares? At this point right now, he manages the offense very well. He knows where to go with the ball. He processes very well. That's the thing I'm impressed about him the most is he goes from first, second, third, fourth option very fast.
I saw 2 plays which really impressed me. One, I think it was earlier, maybe in the first quarter. It was a straight drop back, and it was an in route for Debo, I think, maybe. And that was his first read. It's basically Kyle, I'm pretty sure, told him in the headset, this is where you're going to go. And he drops back, and he's like, he pump fakes like he's actually going to throw. Last second, he sees the lurking defender, the cover 1 robber that Jimmy always used to throw the picks to. He sees that. He didn't throw it. Then he checked it down to like Kittle or something, or Ayuk, one of those. But that was impressive. And then when the Steelers blitzed, I think it might have been Minka Fitzpatrick who came off the edge, off Purdy's blind side, and he just like completely rolled out the back of the pocket and I think scrambled for 5 yards. That was like that's one of his strongest traits is the ability to avoid pressure. He's a pretty good quarterback. He doesn't have the strong arm or he's the perfect quarterback for the Niners system. This is exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah,
he's for now a poor man's Drew Brees. Drew Brees didn't have a big arm at all, but he was accurate as hell. I'm not comparing him to Drew Brees, okay? Don't get excited, everybody. I'm saying he's a poor man's, for now, Drew Brees. Smaller guy, average arm, but very accurate with where he throws the ball. One thing I'll say that he needs to work on, though, because the arm is what the arm is. You can't really work on that. He needs to have better peripheral vision. Like, you have people rushing you from the blind side. That's one thing to not see when people are coming. He got hurt in the NFC Championship game on a guy coming on his front side. He got sacked 3 times today on guys coming from his front side. He needs to be able to have peripheral vision and see those guys coming better and either go down, step up, or whatever the case may be, because he's not a big guy. And he got hit 7 times today. He can't get hit like that.
There were a couple plays where I got really nervous because there were a couple plays where he got hit hard and his arm or the ball got tipped or something. I was nervous.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you guys think of the defensive line? Yeah, I know you were worried about that a little bit there, Los, on how the new defensive coordinator was going to work, whether they were going to get burned on the blitz, were they going to pick and choose? What'd you think?
They were dominant.
He brought back something that I haven't seen since the mid to late 80s, and that was a 5-man defensive line. The Niners used to have a defense called the Fever defense, and it was 5 defensive linemen, and I haven't seen it in 3 decades. And why I love that defense is it's not necessarily a blitzing defense, but when you have 5 defensive linemen and the Niners have a lot of depth on the D-line, it forces the offensive linemen to block 1-on-1, 5 versus 5. In other words, they can't double Bosa or can't double Hargrave. It's 1-on-1.
Interesting.
And, I like that type of defense. So
you like what you saw?
I like what Wilkes did today. Yeah.
Los,
what about Drake?
When they do that 5-man front, are they playing 2 linebackers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes way much more sense. Just because you don't have Al-Shaair anymore, that Greenlaw and Warner, that they're the best linebacker duo in all of football. They're elite. And I think the drop off from the 3rd linebacker spot, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles or whoever the 3rd linebacker is, compared to the 5th guy on the D line, I think the 3rd linebacker spot is a worse position, or not a worse, but they're just Demetrius. Who was the 5th defensive lineman?
It was either Kinlaw or it was Givens at tackle with Armstead. Armstead had a very good game. He didn't get sacks, but he created a lot of pressure inside, and Drake is the result of that.
Hey, let me address something real quick here in the chat. I want to pull this back. More chats came in, and I missed it. Moved on me. Where did it go? Doggone it! It was just.
You could star them if you.
Yeah, dang it! I should have done that. Where did Greg's comment go?
Oh, don't even pay attention to it.
Hold on. Where is it?
Talking about Stripling, right?
No. It was in there and it's gone. I don't see it. He says, I'm pissed because they're talking football.
What's the highlighted one right now?
Oh, that's why it's up there. Who put it up there?
You did.
No, I didn't. Didn't mean to if I did. Anyway, yeah. And then I want to address this. And then we've got PK in here saying, some guys are saying, hey, you're going to watch now, we're going to talk baseball. Let me just address something. You guys want to switch over to baseball, Greg? Just throw some money at us in the chat. You want to super chat for $2, $5? We'll change the subject. But right now we're talking football. It's NFL opening day. We covered the Giants a little bit at the start. We go in and out. We will be covering the Giants tomorrow night after the game against Cleveland. This is a combined show, and we're not going to get into what are we going to say about the Giants that we haven't,
Exactly.
we covered it. But you want to talk, you want to spend some time talking more on a subject, throw a super chat out there and we'll address it.
Especially when nobody is more negative on the Giants than you. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, Greg. I mean, you say F the Giants this, they suck, they're not going to win, they're going to get swept, and then
misery loves company, for sure.
And then they come on here and
I like that.
Mark Graves, beautiful.
Mark Graves with the $2. Appreciate it, buddy. Please don't talk Giants. There you go.
Money talks.
There we go. There we go. Money talks. Yeah.
Way to go,
Greg, if you want to top that, then...
nice move, Mark. I like that.
Mark Graves and his wife are here today. We had some.
Nice.
Had a nice lunch. We had some ribs, pork ribs, barbecued pork ribs, and we watched the Niner game together. And then after the Niner game, I was on Larry's show for 3 hours, and then
3.5 hours,
whatever it was, and then went back out, watched some of the Giants game with Mark and some of the Cowboys stuff game. Anyway, yeah. So we'll move on. Let's get back to football.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why Greg doesn't want to talk about football is because the Niners won. They won convincingly. A lot of people want to talk fantasy, and that's positive. So it's kind of one of those positive shows you like to do once a month, Dan.
Yeah.
So it's too positive. So that doesn't work well.
Too positive for Greg.
Yeah. So that's
what I was wanting to say was Kinlaw or Givens at the D tackle position is a better fit for this defense than Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles at the third linebacker position.
Yeah, you get your best 11 personnel on the field.
Exactly.
And, Al-Shaair was a hell of a linebacker. And they got a couple rookies that may turn out to be that way as well. But I like that defense because, like I said, it just creates one-on-one matchups. So,
what do you think about Ambry Thomas starting? He started at outside corner, right? And then Lenore started at the nickel spot.
Yeah, Oliver didn't look good in camp, didn't look good in the preseason. He looked a little slow, and they're just putting their best people on the field. So they moved Lenore inside. Ambry Thomas has stepped up, played well, got a little bigger, got a little stronger in the offseason. So he earned that spot. That's refreshing, man. People that sometimes are down in the dumps and they work on getting better. I mentioned that in baseball about hitting. In all sports, you work on your craft, you practice, and you get better, and you get rewarded for it. And
speaking of hitting, Spencer Alsey donates $2. Thank you, Spencer. It says, talk about Haniger. What's that?
Said thanks, Spencer.
Yeah. Talking about Haniger hitting. He blasted one today. Nice to see that. Hit a rocket right into the left center field bleachers, and it got out in a hurry. I'll tell you, the Giants hitting has come around. Yes, it's been Colorado, but the fact is that they did what they had to do. You can't say, well, it's just Colorado. And then, they put up some runs, and the long ball came back this weekend at Oracle Park. So I'll say this. I still think the Giants are going nowhere. Most likely won't make the playoffs. But if Haniger can start being what they brought him in to be, and you got 19 games left, whatever they got left. I think it's 19. If Haniger can get going, Jock hit one out tonight. Conforto's due back in a day or two. If Conforto can get going and Yaz can stay healthy and they have a shot to get into the wild card. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they don't. Those are veteran players. If they get hot, they could do something. We'll see. But my concern is, what are they going to do? Matos has had a really good series. Conforto's due back. Who's getting sent down?
Matos.
The young guy.
I
young
think
guy.
I think
As
it's got to
always.
be. What about De Jong, DFAing De Jong? Why do you need De Jong? You got Schmidt.
Yep.
I mean,
That's a
you
good
really
point.
want to send down Matos just
Gonna
because
happen.
you can? That would really tick me off, because Matos has been coming up with key hits, and he's facing right-handed pitching too, and he's still hitting. So now we go back to football. So you guys can control part of the chat if you want to just put out a couple bucks. We'll discuss that. So MF, are you guys nervous about the Rams? They looked good.
No,
Any given Sunday.
I'm not.
I've watched too much football over the years to think that teams think that they're going to win the Super Bowl after week one, and they think they're horrible after week one. Like I saw a comment by Haruku. How about the Steelers next week? You want to win a little money? Bet the Steelers next week. They're not going to lose 2 games in a row, not at home against the Browns. Everybody's like talking about the Browns because they did what they did the Bengals.
Are the Steelers back home? Steelers back home next week?
Back at home on Monday night.
Oh yeah, I'll take the
line
Steelers.
Will probably be like 3.
Take the Steelers. Yes, and also
that's a proud team and a proud franchise. Their coach.
As far as the Rams go, I'll say this about the Rams. I saw the post game they show on Fox, when the coaches speaking to the team afterwards. I'll say this, and it's all a lot of just hype and a big speech, but Sean McVay looks a little bit reinvigorated, like with this younger team. I think the Rams with McVay could surprise and sneak into a wild card spot, possibly, if McVay seems to really enjoy this group because it's a younger group and they're focused. So sometimes coaches, even they have less talent, they fall in love with a group of players because of their dedication, desire, commitment. So we'll see. I'm not, am I concerned any game, like Lo said, any given Sunday, but I think the Niners, and I said this on our show the other night, I think they need to be at an 8-1, 7-2 at worst at the bye break when they, go into their bye. I think they are determined to come out strong this year. And I don't know if you guys heard me on Larry's show today, but my thing is if you come out, they talk about a full 60 minutes. You can put a team away in 30 minutes if you do it right. And then you are not having to play the full 60 minutes. Dallas didn't have to play a full 60 minutes tonight. 49ers did not have to play a full 60 minutes. When they came out and then Pittsburgh scored at the end of the half and the Niners answered with McCaffrey's 65-yard run, turn out the lights. That was it. Ball game. 27-7. And that's the kind of thing that Los was talking about the other night. I was talking about is
punch him in the mouth.
Come out, first drive, score. Did you notice, Los? 4th down, less than 2 yards. Shanny went for it, and it was right around midfield on his opening drive, and it paid off. They scored a touchdown. So I loved that. I also, what's Greg Dayton saying? It's your show. You're going to do what you want.
Whatever.
That's right, Greg. Is this you, Greg?
Yeah, that's Greg. Yeah.
Is this Greg right here?
Yeah.
No, right here. This one.
Greg F. and Dayton.
Well, no, Dan, I mean, that's exactly it. In basketball and in football, when you dominate and you have a clock, in baseball, there's no clock. In football and basketball, there is. When you have a clock and you dominate a team, you can rest your star players that last fourth quarter or half of the quarter and keep them risking them from getting injured. And you have to, and I know it's easier said than done, but I'm just saying the Niners have arguably the most talented roster in the whole NFL. Arguably, they have had for the last 3 years. They got to start acting that way and start dominating teams, especially teams that they're much, much better than. They were better than the Steelers, and they're going to be better than the Rams next week. They're going to be better than the Giants week 3 at home.
I expect a blowout next week.
You have to. I'm not saying beat these teams like 51-7 or something, but I'm just saying come out fast, come out hard, and you can have guys with their baseball hats on in the fourth quarter. And that's how you win a Super Bowl, because you keep guys healthy for the entirety of the year. You don't play close games. And that's what Shanahan has done too much in his era, is he's kept games close against teams that are not that good.
Hey, Los, real quick before we get to the super chat, do you think maybe Shanahan's feeling the pressure, knowing that he's got to be more aggressive this year to set the tone? Maybe he's having a change, realizing, maybe I need to be a little bit more aggressive than, instead of kind of backing off a little bit. Maybe?
I think he's heard the noise.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't see Shanahan as a guy that listens to the radio or listens to talk shows. I think he's a workaholic. I think he works 100 hours a week. But I think for the first time since him and Lynch have been here, I think Jed York might have said something to them.
Yep, maybe. I 100% agree.
Jed York is not Eddie DeBartolo. He's not close. But don't think that Jed York doesn't have a little pressure on him to live up to that DeBartolo, even though
absolutely.
He has a reputation to live up to that name. And he loves and worships his uncle, Eddie. And you don't think Eddie and him have a few conversations? Eddie probably told him, hey, I know you love Shanny. I know you love Lynch. I know you've loved what they've done with the organization. They've brought back the culture. The Niners are relevant every year, which is all true. They have. The coaching staff before them was a joke. Hey. But in order to get over the top, you're going to have to put your foot down and tell these guys, hey, you need to step it up with this or that. And I think, Eric, to answer your question, I think one thing he told Shanahan is you got to stop playing scared.
Yeah.
You got to stop coaching scared and conservative and not going for it on
set the tone. Come out and set the tone.
I'll say this about that too, Los. I believe that this is why I said it the other night when we were making predictions. I think the Niners this year have the offense of firepower to put teams away. This should be in many games like Alabama, not Alabama's last night, but Georgia the last couple of years, where you just put the pedal to the metal and you go out and get,
you dictate.
Yeah, because the Niners offense is so so great at the skilled position level that who are you going to key on? Like this week, Ayuk has an amazing game. Okay, they're going to watch the film, the Rams, and say, we got to shut down Ayuk. Purdy goes to Ayuk. You don't think Shanahan's going to be prepared and say, okay, Debo, you're going to play a role this week. And if it's not Debo, hey, we're going to get Kittle into the action, or we're going to get, CMC is going to do his thing. I'm telling you, the Niners, if you take that mentality of just focus, go down and score, with their defense, you put the pressure so much higher on the other team. I want to see the Niners really start blowing teams out by 2 scores. And, a lot of people talked about the Moody draft pick and Moody being this and that. I really, I honestly, I got 2 picks right in my mock draft in March before the draft. I had the Niners drafting Ronnie Bell, and I had them drafting Jake Moody, both from Michigan. And what I thought about with Moody was he's very accurate. Yeah, he missed 2 kicks in
strong
leg. He missed 2 kicks, and one of them was a 58-yarder in preseason, and everybody's saying, "Oh my goodness, he's off. He missed an extra point in a 58." Okay, yeah, he missed that, and he missed a 40-some-odd yarder. It happens. and he's going to miss some this year. But Robbie Gould was making like $5 million against the cap, right? Wasn't he? Something like that? Pretty sure.
Close to that, if not more.
Yeah. What is Jake Moody? Less than $1 million? Probably.
Oh yeah, he's probably at 750, 800K.
Yeah. And
that's what you have to do. You
Robbie
can't keep
Gould,
everybody.
yeah. And you can't keep everybody. And Robbie Gould's like 38, 39, 40, somewhere in there.
Yep. And he can't kick field goals past usually 45 yards.
So it was time.
It was time.
It was
a good move. It was a good move.
Yeah.
Spencer, I'll say real quick with a $5. That's his second super chat. Appreciate it, Spencer. Armstead and Hargrave destroyed the pocket. That needs to be talked about.
Yeah, it does. The Hargrave signing was great. He's going to be your sack guy in the interior. Armstead isn't going to get you that double-digit sack, but he's going to be the one that creates the pressure. He's the one that can handle the double teams and move the pocket. And then you saw it today. Hargrave and Armstead completely dominated that offensive line for the Steelers. And who came up with the sacks? Drake Jackson. Drake Jackson isn't the type of pass rusher like Nick Bosa is or any of these elite guys. But the 3 sacks today was a result of the pressure that the interior of the Niners defensive line created.
Yeah. He got the benefit. He got the sacks and got the statistics, but it was Armstead and Bosa getting all the attention to
teamwork.
allow
everyone working together, and Drake just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me, before you answer that, chat, Fossey, go back to the beginning of the show, and you'll see that me and Bor owned up to picking.
Yeah. Go back to the beginning of the show, Fossey.
Go back to the beginning of the show. And by the way, I cannot stand the word hate or hater. That's just like a 12-year-old comment. Like, nobody's hating on the Niners. Like, we make observations.
Yeah, he had the Niners going to the Super Bowl. Hey, if any of us,
I hate the Niners so much. I think
to
go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if any of you in the chat or no one's going to be 100% right when it comes to anything in life, especially picking sports. It's all subjective. That's what sports is. So, none of us are going to be, if we're wrong 80, 90% of the time, you probably shouldn't listen to us. We better be right more than 50% of the time, and I think we've been pretty right when it comes to the Giants this year. And, we said they're a 500 team. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're right there. They did what they had to do this weekend. Lowe said, whatever night it was, Thursday, Friday night, I can't remember what night we were on, picked the Steelers. So did everybody else. Hey, I heard Larry talk for months about picking the Steelers week 1. I think he changed. I think he changed recently. I didn't hear it, but his mic was out when I was talking. Ask him the question. I didn't hear him, but it sounds like he changed. That's what sports is. Sometimes things change, and you see different things, and you change your mind based on a lot of things. Sometimes right up to the kickoff or the first pitch, based on the weather, based on injuries, based on new developments, based on weeks of what you saw in practice. I mean, hey, you could say, hey, you flip-flop and change. Yeah, I changed. I'll change, and Lowe's will change. We'll change different things at times, but for the most part, we stick to our guns when it comes to what we believe in and what we're saying. Lowe's picked Steelers.
I gave my reasons why I picked the Steelers. Hey,
guess what? So did the odds makers. It's
not easy picking against your favorite team, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But if we're going around and we're asking for predictions, I don't want to ever come across as a homer. Remember, I said the Giants was not going to make the playoffs. That's not easy for me. Yeah. They're my team. But I'm just seeing what I'm seeing with my eyes that tells me that they're not that good of a team with average talent. That's why I picked them, and their team's better than them.
Yeah, and
The Niners, I know, are a really good team. I just thought that they had some things going against them that didn't come to fruition. Though, props for them for proving me and Bor wrong.
Yeah, and
I'm the only one that picked the Steelers, man. Bor got a pass.
No, but I should have been a little more clear with my pick. I picked the Steelers just because I thought they were going to be more prepared. But I also wanted to see what Brock Purdy could do. I really didn't know what he was going to be.
That was a big question mark. Yeah.
Was he going to be the same or similar to what he was last year, or was he going to be completely different? And you know what? He was pretty much the same. He ran the offense like pretty much to perfection. And he was a point guard, and that's what they need. So
Really?
Today's performance by Purdy opened my eyes a little bit, just because I just needed to see what his arm looked like. His arm, it's not a great arm, but was it completely to shit because of the UCL surgery, or was it still an NFL caliber arm? And it's an NFL caliber arm. It's not the best, but it'll do in this system.
It's efficient.
Yeah, that's a good word. And whoever asked about the Rams next week, the Niners have to understand it's a rival and it's a division opponent, and it's a team that they've played a lot of close games with over the years. They're a better team than the Rams. Like significantly better. But if the Niners come off of this week smashing Pittsburgh like they did and think that they're just going to go down to LA and beat them easily, that's how they can get back into those bad habits I'm keep talking about. They need to come out next week with the attitude that they had this week. Just take care of business early and everything will take care of itself.
Home opener next week in SoFi, right?
On the road.
No, home opener.
Home openers against New York.
I know. Home opener in SoFi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They got
Levi South.
Levi South. Hey, look at this, guys. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's clean.
That is from Mark Graves.
Look at Mark contributing to the NorCal Sports Network. Appreciate it, Mark.
That looks nice.
Yep. Hey, Fossey wants to know if there's open phones. He wants to give his take too.
Come on in.
Yeah, give him the link.
You want to give him a link? Hey, real quick. Hey, Dan, MF's got a dono there.
A dono?
Donation.
Yeah,
Super chat.
We call them donos.
Donos. There. Link is in the chat.
He's got a okay. MF $4.99. Thanks, MF. Let's not make a statement on McKivitz. McGlinchey got tossed by Crosby today, and Colton win against Watt. Hey, I'm not. McKivitz will get better as the year goes along. As long as he doesn't get Purdy killed, he's going to give up sacks here and there. But McKivitz is a strong guy, and he's supposed to be a better pass blocker than McGlinchey. I think he'll be fine. Let him get more experience in live games. Hey, you got the what was JJ Watt 2 years ago prior to Bosa, or was it 3 years? He was defensive player of the year just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So hey,
and then last year was just his season was derailed by injury.
You got the toughest guy in your out of the way. Now Bosa is in camp, so he's going to get a chance to go up against Bosa in practice, and Bosa will give him tips.
Right.
Here's my issue though. The Broncos aren't a Super Bowl contender. They're maybe a playoff contender, but they're not a Super Bowl contender. And I just don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with McKivitz as your right tackle. That's a very vital position in your offense. And if you're gonna end up going against Dallas in the NFC Championship game or even the Eagles, there's a good chance. He'll improve, but there's also a good chance that he's gonna be facing Micah Parsons and Hassan Reddick. So
and they'll address that, Bora, at the trade deadline if they have to. They got $42 million in cap space. You can make a trade at that point of a team that's got a great right tackle that maybe is going nowhere, and Maybe it's a veteran that's, we'll see. I think if it becomes a real issue, they're not going to let that get in the way. So let's bring in
Kyle can scheme around that.
Yeah. Let's bring in Fosse, who's in the green room.
All right.
We're in number 29. Okay, number 29. Which player is that one for? 29.
What's up, Fosse?
How we doing, boys?
Who's 29?
What's going on, man?
Who's 29, Fosse?
Hey, first of all, thank you for having me on. Dan, big fan.
All right, thank you,
Los,
Fosse.
Bora, I came here to say, gotcha. Hey,
Yeah.
look,
No doubt.
You guys had your takes, but I already knew. Just from the way that this team was set up, we were good. And you guys said that it was going to be Steelers over the 49ers. And I already knew, just because the fact that our defense, there was going to be one little thing, a hiccup between their run game and our run defense, but that wasn't a problem. And the fact that it was a blowout, I love to see that I got to come back and say, own it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Fosse
Hey,
coming in strong.
hey, but be ready, because there's going to be a time, and you will get to know this about me. I can take it better than most. There will be a time when you are wrong and I am right, and boy, I talk shit like nobody else. So be prepared. It goes both ways, my friend.
Hey, look,
both ways.
I don't have a problem with saying, like, I'll own it as well, but man, it's nice to give it out too.
Oh yeah,
It's nice to give it out.
oh
too.
no doubt.
Yeah, give
But
it
I-
out, man. Give it out. This guy picked the Steelers. How do I even have this guy on the show? Why is this guy even on the show? Come on. You
Hey.
too. You too.
Who are you talking to?
Hey, I didn't get kicked out. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't get kicked out.
Hey, look, we got the kid. Is this how old's the boy? A girl, boy?
Hey, who
Girl.
are you talking to?
This is Kepiolani. She's my daughter. She's
Yeah,
Hi.
Capilano, yeah.
She's a 49er in training.
Hey,
Go to mama.
49er in
Go.
training. Let's
Go to mama.
how old is she?
She's 4 years old.
Awesome.
But yeah, guys, I just
Kids
want to
are
get
great.
on here. Los, sorry for giving you a hard time. In the
Oh
chat,
no, it's all
man.
good. It's all good. It's part of, you got to take your medicine. We got to own it. Me and Bora, picked what we picked based. But if you remember what I said, it wasn't because I thought the Steelers were better. It was just circumstances that I thought might line up, and the Niners just, like I said, they came down and did what I always want them to do: start fast. And they kind of finished fast, especially they finished strong. They finished that second half opening kickoff and went right down the field. Touchdowns wins games, not field goals. So it was very refreshing to see against a good defense. So keep it up.
All right.
Let me ask you this.
Okay,
Let me ask you this, Fosse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have them going 17-0 this year?
Hey, my
You
heart
got
will
them
say
going
yes.
undefeated?
Of course.
Well,
My heart
I
will
don't
say yes.
pick with my heart. I don't pick with my
If,
heart.
if I look
pick
at the
with my brain.
schedule, I have them at least going 9-10 wins. 9-10 wins is where we're supposed to be at.
Oh, I got him at 13.
Yeah, they're gonna win. They're gonna win 11 and 12 games easy.
I think there are going to be some games that will creep up on the
people all over the place,
49ers. Like as you were mentioning next week, the Rams game. You don't know how those divisional games will go. Seahawks,
Right.
they're creeper. They won today.
Right.
The Cardinals, they lost the heartbreaker today. So we'll
Yeah,
see
they have
how
no business being in that game, and they were for some reason.
we'll see how the season goes. I do have them winning at least 9 or 10 games.
Oh, I think you're
There are a few question marks, but this team is good. This team is good, and I knew that they would come out and be strong against the Steelers. But I do want to make 2 points before I get out of here.
Yeah.
Los, Bora, you guys are great. Dan, thanks for having me on. But next week against the Rams will really show us who Brock Purdy is. Brock Purdy today looked like the guy. Next week, divisional round away. Let's see how he does. And then moving forward, we can kind of see what the rest of the season will look like. And then the last point I do want to make is this defense is nice. Fred Warner, Talanoa Hufanga on hits every play. They were around the ball every play, and then the guy who goes unnoticed. Sorry, my daughter is walking in. Is Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw will be a Pro Bowler this year if everything goes to plan. But yeah, guys, thanks again for having me on.
All right,
I gotta
Fossey.
go put these girls to
Hey,
sleep.
what a sweetie. All right. Oh, kids are great.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, no problem. No problem.
we'll see what they do next week. Brock Purdy is the man. Low, sorry for giving you crap in the chat. I just wanted to see how you would respond, and you did respectfully.
All good.
Awesome.
All good.
All right. Hey, Fossey, have a great one.
Take it easy, Fossey.
Thanks for joining.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right,
Later,
guys.
bud.
There's
You know,
Fossey.
I want to say one thing. He mentioned that next week is going to be that's when we're going to find out who Brock Purdy really is. I think we've already found out who he is. Like the baseline, really. His performance today against a really good Steelers defensive line was really good. He played really well, and I think this is who he is as a quarterback. He's a pretty good quarterback in this system. The only question I have is his arm. Is his arm going to hold up 6 months from UCL surgery? If
I think it'll be okay now that you're into the season. You can just, you get a couple days off during the week, get that arm. Like tomorrow's an off day, Tuesday, Wednesday's a big day. That's the day you kind of throw Thursday. Then you get a chance to just a day or two off, rest, go in. I think they'll stretch him fine, and he'll be fine.
I think I have a feeling he's going to be pretty okay. He's going to be okay. But there's just, I'm not going to forget the UCL surgery. That's a pretty major surgery.
Yeah.
Gotta protect himself.
He's got to protect himself. But if he stays healthy, I think this is who he is.
Here he is. There he is, man.
You're giving him the good music. Nice.
Yeah, boys.
Woo! Not so much for me today. Oh
Yeah,
my
but I was looking at
God.
my phone. I
Woo!
was
Got
like,
like 70 points.
And I'm like, I'm getting music, but I didn't know. Dan, thank you, buddy.
You know why you're getting
Yeah.
music? Because you beat me. That's the only reason why Dan did that. Because you beat me.
Hey, I heard my cue in the chat was give someone a hard time, and I had to show up, brother. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
man. Yeah, I had some no-shows today.
He
for
didn't
sure.
beat you.
Burrow?
He wiped
Who's
you off the
Burrow?
map,
Who
dude.
the hell's Burrow?
I had T. Higgins, so like I had T. Higgins. So it was like, where did he show up? It was
Yeah.
it was a wacky day.
Burrow had like
Hey,
80
T.
yards.
Higgins and Dallas Goddard got the same thing today.
Oh, my God.
Zero.
Egg.
God.
Damn, man.
It's funny. I texted Trock and he comes back and he has a video of Ric Flair in the ring and then it shows Trock going, woo! I was like, man, that was good. That was
Hey,
Woo! Woo!
That's what fantasy is all about.
Woo!
That was
Talking
Woo!
great.
You almost got beat single-handedly tonight if you would have played Dallas's defense.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's right there. Yeah.
They got half the points. They got more than half the points you got with 8 guys.
Crazy.
Wow.
Look at my bench
A
too.
lot
My
of
bench scored
no-shows.
more. If I played Jimmy and that running back from Atlanta, it would have been tight. It would have been a tight game, but you know how it is.
You played you took Denver's defense over Philly?
Yeah. I thought maybe Denver would be a little bit better, but oh well.
But Denver's D played pretty well.
Yeah, they did. They did okay. That's not what killed me though. It was
Yeah, the
damn
thing was-
Burrow.
Fantasy is a defense could play well from a football point of view. They could, stop the run, but fantasy points are sacks, interceptions, fumbles, defensive touchdowns, blocked field goals, and that's why Dallas went, ape shit today. So, Denver's D played well. Bora's defense, Washington played well, but they didn't get a lot of sacks, interceptions, and fumbles, and those are the points you need to win those games. But I'm glad Tua and Tyreek Hill hooked up. Did you like that, Troc?
I really did. I liked Tyreek Hill. Tua was a surprise, and I gotta be honest, I really enjoyed seeing that. Just because you see all the memes leading into the draft and the game, and it's like Weekend at Bernie's trying to get Tua onto the field and whatever else, and to see him ball out, it was good to see, man.
Well, the thing about it is Miami doesn't have a great offense, so what do they have to do? They have to throw.
Hey, wait a minute. This calls for something.
Uh-oh, what's going on? The wardrobes.
I see somebody with a shirt on in the green. Wait a minute.
He's gone
right now, but I saw a shirt on. Wait a minute, there he is! He's got a shirt on! Look at that!
Man, we're just letting anybody on.
Where's the shirtless wonder?
All right, if Los wants it, here we go.
No, I don't. I don't.
Next, we're gonna see Kapler in his Speedo because Eric's gonna get excited. No, don't do that. Don't do that, please. Leave it on, bro.
That's
funny. Have a group sunning.
Leave it on, man. Harry Chess went out about 10 years ago, bro. Get that razor, man.
Eddie, it was Burrow, man. He didn't do nothing for me. Man, it was horrible.
Hiroku talking smack to Los. Tua's one hit away. It's not going to end well for him.
You know, that's like for any quarterback. I mean, like y'all think like Tua's the only dude in the NFL that can't get hit hard. I know he has his little concussions, this and that, but yeah, any quarterback can go out. It's just the way it is.
Mark Graves says Kyle lost a bet, has to wear a shirt. Hello.
That's such horse shit.
That's pretty good.
So what's up, guys? So Troc, you still up there in Tahoe?
No, I came back. Matter of fact, I got a fun little story for you guys you'll enjoy. I stopped in Walnut Creek on my way back from Tahoe on Friday, and I jumped in at the Cheesecake Factory to get some dinner to kind of wait till traffic killed or died down. And I sat next to a guy, and he was on a date, and he was telling a story about Gabe Kapler. And he was telling a story about how, and we know the story well, and I'm just happy to hear it at a bar. I just happened to be here watching the game. He says, well, when Gabe Kapler was on the Dodgers, you know, he used to be here before he was the Giants, and he invited all he said he was into alternative lifestyle and into these different things. And he invited the whole staff to come over to his place to go suntanning. And the suntanning was to expose your balls to the sun because it increased your testosterone. And I was sitting here and I was like,
shit, man.
Am I the chat wanted baseball, so I'm here to please the chat. I'm a man of the people.
The ways you live.
The chat needs to super chat to get baseball.
I'm a man of the people. Well, it's a testicle.
Oh, come on.
We talk.
Oh my goodness!
Baseball. We talk baseball all the time, man. We talk baseball all the time.
No, I want to hear this story. I want to hear this story because this is a bar room story. This is your best
just
story.
At a bar hanging out. Well, you know, we talk about Kapler and the Giants. You know, what we don't talk about is sunning your nuts enough. I think we need to make sunning your nuts a segment on this show to just increase testosterone and men's health. It's very important.
Oh,
one of those bars, so we're doing it. I start laughing. I know where this guy's going, and I'm laughing. And then the gal's looking at me, and then he looks at me, and I was like, "Look, I know the story is going. I listen to the NorCal Sports Network, and I understand where all this information comes from because I'm educated. Right? So I know this." So the gentleman, we shook hands and talked, and we talked baseball for about a half hour, and then I extended my journey back down to the Monterey County. And here I am to be here to watch some baseball, and then here tonight, with you fine young people. But
awesome.
Maybe tomorrow.
Eric Hernandez.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
You see where the show is
man.
turned, man, with this topic,
Yeah.
man? We had a good
Oh man, it's not bad.
talking about nut sacks and all that. Fucking
We're getting both
man.
ends now. Oh,
you blow
man.
some wind to aerate the nuts too. When you get the sun on it, you get that vitamin D and circulation.
Wow. That's terrible.
Kyle, what do you think, man?
Oh,
You mind it?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, what do you buy into? Like, I don't know what's better, lifting weights or just letting UV radiation in your nutsack and then you get stronger.
Sun in your nuts is the new protein shake, I think, is what it is.
Oh man.
Yeah, so when you're lying in the tanning bed, do you just kind of like gently lift your nuts up?
All right, I gotta give you.
So you can get a little bit better of an angle and get a little bit more exposure. Is that your game?
Oh.
I don't think artificial sunlight's the best.
Oh,
All
man.
natural.
Yeah.
Natural.
Hey, Los, you might remember. You remember Ultraman that used to be on TV?
Yep.
Remember, where did he get his power from? The sun.
The sun, like Superman, old school used to.
Ultraman?
Yeah, Ultraman. You remember?
How old are you, Eric?
I'm 50.
Yeah, that's before me. I'm not that
I know
young,
Dan
but-
remembers that. Hey, Dan, you remember? Hold on, Dan, you remember Ultraman, right?
Ultraman? What's that?
Ultraman. You don't remember Ultraman on TV?
Was a character on TV. He was a superhero.
Yeah, from Japan.
It was like a Japanese show, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
And he got his power from the sun.
I'm like
I've spent
Inspector
most-
Gadget, Roadrunner.
I spent most of my life in reality. I don't remember Ultraman.
Man, you want to talk about Hogan Heroes?
Or wrestling.
Yeah.
Hey, wrestling, Ultraman. You know, yeah, I know who Superman is and Rocky.
But you're talking about getting power from the sun for, Kepler. Instead, Ultraman used the sun for, better things. I don't know. Kepler,
It ain't working. It's not working. Kepler.
Oh my! Hey, I can't believe.
Man.
So he invited the staff over.
He invited the team.
So that gives
a whole
team.
That gives a whole new definition of Dodger dogs, huh? At Gabe's.
He should have a patch on his shirt that
Oh my
says ultraviolet
god!
light, tanning or bleaching. You decide.
Dodger dogs and tan nuts. Goodness, what is
Farmer
going on?
John? It's okay.
Sun your nuts and bleach your buns. Here we go.
Jeez. All this and we got Kyle with a shirt on tonight. We're talking.
Hold on, Lo said. Hold on a second.
No.
All right.
Oh,
There we
Gotta
go.
give somebody a nightmare every night.
what is going on?
Yeah,
Wow.
Hey, I
all
had
we
a
need
question.
to do is Rothberg to get going, and we'll get Eric going.
Oh man.
I'm ready for the wrestling show.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would
I
get
got
my
ideas.
ass kicked.
I got
Anyways,
ideas.
I'm in, man.
Hey, Bora, or I liked what Bora said, but I kind of disagreed earlier. So Courtney McKivitz, which is badass because he just went hunting up here last Friday. He had a cool interview with Larry Krueger. He was like, I was in Coosa, and then you guys,
Smart man.
I bet the chat is destroying me right now. But
No.
I think when I watched the Niner game tonight, like the first half, I was like, hell yeah, good job, Courtney. Like, I'm proud of you, like 3 or 4 times. But in my mind, like, it's TJ Watt, and like he just wore him out. Like,
He's damn
you
good.
couldn't handle him the whole game. Like, you just watch him like push him out, and he just run right around his right side and right into Purdy, and it was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, push him away, try and pull him in something, but. I mean, that's his first job in the NFL, you know?
The problem with McKivitz is that it's not strength. Like, he's a strong dude.
He's a strong dude.
It's leverage in his hands, and he doesn't have the quickest feet. So when the guy gets underneath his pads, he's in. So yeah, TJ
Yeah,
Watt.
he's done.
There's not a lot of TJ Watts in the NFL, but he's still a liability. And we talked about what the Niners might do with this extra money. Don't be surprised if McKivitz still keeps having issues. If like week 6, 7, 8, they trade for a right tackle.
Who's
No,
the
yeah,
defensive end he's facing against the Rams next weekend?
I'm not sure, other than Donald, who their pass rushers are. To be honest,
I don't think they have anybody special.
No,
I don't know who.
They should be able to run the ball down the Rams' throat and not throw that much anyway to expose McKivitz.
No, yeah, my thought process is like McKivitz for the majority of the season is going to be a solid right tackle. It's just when you get into those NFC Championship games, like is against these Hassan Reddicks and Micah Parsons, is he going to be able to hold up?
Right.
Because
I think they'll have Kittle try and.
I mean, I think so
beam.
too. Yeah, of course. But is his improvement, because I think he's going to improve. It's his first year as a starter. He's still developing. But is his improvement going to affect the Niners pass game at all? Like, are they going to have to sacrifice Kittle's receiving ability to an extent to help out Colton McKivitz, especially if they need him in the NFC Championship game? Or is he going to be able to hold his own?
I'll tell you what, I'm glad it happened the first game of the year as a wake-up call. Because even if you notice, Trent Williams had a little some trouble today too.
I agree with
He wasn't the all-star, all-pro left tackle. He did well. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from him. But he got some pressure. I remember one particular play, there was the 2 D ends crashing on the outsides, and both tackles got beat. So first game, hey, check it out. Fine, learn from it.
Yep.
I wasn't overly disappointed at anybody, especially when they give a route like they did. I think there's some lessons there, and time will tell. So I don't put too much stock into sell the team, sell the farm, make changes yet. But like you said, week 6, let's give it 6 weeks, right, to see what's going on. But the scheme can also help that out as well. So they can scheme that as well.
It's pretty petty to find it much that the Niners did wrong today. Maybe if you really want to be picky, like maybe a few more carries to back up running backs and not, beat up McCaffrey. Like, to me, he's not a 3rd-and-1 guy. Like, run him up the middle. That's Jordan Mason. Like, that guy's a big dude. Like, on short yardage, you don't subject McCaffrey to being, demolished by 325-pound tackles.
Who's had injury history.
He's best in space. Yeah, save him. And, the other thing is you're up 27-7 with about 3 minutes left in the game. Does Fred Warner and most of the starters need to be out there? You're up by 20 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
This team has seen too many damn injuries over the last 6-7 years. Have some, because you know what? If somebody were to get hurt when they're up 20-21 with a few minutes left,
that looks
Bosa
ripped in the post game. Why do you have him out there? Well, I've seen enough football to, but I mean that's petty, but it is something I think he should keep in mind.
What do you think about this this chat by Joe 49er? It says, back to the Niners. Seriously, I think Brandon, I'm thinking he's saying Brandon Ayuk, is a Terrell Owens 2.0.
I think he's better because he does more than Terrell Owens does.
He's a phenomenal run blocker. He is so good. His overall game is so much. We don't appreciate it too much.
That's a testament to Kyle Shanahan, though. I will say that because it was instilled in Ayuk to say, if you don't make no blocks, you don't get no rocks. And so that whole package to be a wide receiver, you have to be
unbelievable blocking on McCaffrey's run. Did you see?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That dude.
So did Ray.
I was streaming with some buddies just messing with it.
Feet up in the air.
Did you see the block? And I was like, bro, he just made it happen. He pancaked that guy.
He did.
Like, it was great to see. I think these guys love to play for each other. That's team. We
Yes.
got such a great team chemistry.
Yep.
They love playing for each other. And that's an element that is underlooked tremendously. I haven't heard any YouTube creator content, whatever, talk about that. But these guys love playing for each other. And that's something special. That's a special team when you have that.
That's a great point, because I think the Trey Lance trade was a little controversial. But one thing I'll applaud with, just get your starting quarterback, get it so that your whole team knows who your starting quarterback is,
Right.
and so your whole team can stand behind one quarterback. Because as long as Trey Lance was going to be on this team, there was going to be some sort of controversy and distraction.
Right.
Exactly. Surrounding him and surrounding the team. So I think that was commendable. Just get him off the team, whatever. You know who
Get
your
rid of the
quarterback
noise.
is. Exactly. So you're just all in.
So I have a
You know,
question. I don't know the answer. Maybe some of you, all of you. I think Larry yesterday or 2 days ago picked, I guess it was Ayuk at 3.5 catches plus. I know he had 2 touchdowns, 3 catches. Did he have another one? Did he make it over 3.5?
He had 8 catches.
Yeah.
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 Eight
well
catches,
over.
129 yards, something like that.
Mhm.
I was working on my house. I saw
He got me 35 points today in fantasy.
Okay.
Speaking of fantasy, Heroku says,
Over my head here.
no,
Yeah.
you're a little wrong there, Heroku.
The toilet blow.
Hey, it's week 1. Simmer down now.
So can we talk
I
about
thought
which
you had
games Rum was going to wear the shirt?
game.
Eric, what game you going to wear the shirt?
That's
to,
who
Oh, it's the whole series against
The
the
whole
Dodgers when it's a full house. I'll get him a ticket. Yeah, he'll be.
All right.
There
I put
it
my
is.
There's a
effing
shirt.
There
on.
it is.
But it's going to have your head on the backside. Can you feel it?
That's
Who's
gonna
actually going to be the person to make up that shirt?
Oh, Eric's going to make his own shirt, man.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I got to be honest. If I have to wear that shirt, I'm wearing the Speedo as well. I'm going to own all of it. I'm just going.
Go all out. Yep.
All out.
Oh my god.
Oh man, Will B's gonna win the week 1 with points like 159. He's finished. He finished with 159 points.
Los, how many points did you finish with?
143,
Okay.
and that's without Cooper Kupp.
Okay, he might be gone for like 10 weeks.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp's gone over for a while.
It went from day to day to week. Now it's month to month.
Let him have his 4 weeks off. Obviously, my team is strong enough.
159 points though, and I'm probably going to get in the neighborhood of 145, and I'm going to lose, and I would be like second in the league out of 12 in points. But I happen to have to play Gabe's food review. No more anybody. He's the only team in the league that I've ripped, so I'm going to have to, as far as Gabe, so I got to pay for it. There's no one named Farhan,
Troc,
right?
are you in their league or no?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in there, yeah.
He beat me today. Bad.
Ooh.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that my team showed
You
up.
didn't. Yeah, you didn't have a lot of points either. Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of points. I had T. Higgins, didn't get anything.
Look at
I
that. You
have
guys
Travis
get
Kelsey on the bench.
104 and 70.
And I still have 1 to go, and I got like, I don't know, 100 points, something like that right now.
Yeah, 104.
You got 104.
104.
You got Kincaid tomorrow night, tight end for.
So a lot of potential.
How do you think?
Yeah,
the New York-
MF didn't do too well either.
How do you think Giants fans are feeling about their quarterback, Daniel Jones?
Mm.
You know, I think that
New York
Dallas
media's gonna be
defense
nuts.
is just really good. I think he's gonna be okay, but I think that defense is really good.
We'll see how McKivitz is doing week 5 when they play Dallas, because you know Parsons is going to be on
Hey,
that
Dallas, and it probably is coming down to whatever date in January, NFC Championship. I'll say it right here. I think it could be San Francisco and Dallas.
Niners got it. Niners got to get home. Niners got to get home field. I'm confident that they can go into Dallas and beat them, because there's half that stadium's Niner fans anyway. Philly's a different story. That's a different beast altogether. So
They got no facts today.
Niners need to collect these receipts and collect these wins early and get that damn 1 seed, get a week off, and lock that up and go. That's the best way to the Super Bowl.
I think it's the Niners and Cowboys because the Eagles lost Shane Steichen, their offensive coordinator, and is the Patriots defense really that good? Because the Eagles only put up like 22 points. I don't think it's
that. Well,
they didn't look.
They didn't throw the ball to Dallas Goedert one time.
Yeah, you will like that, huh?
What did you guys think of Jimmy G today?
Had him on my bench.
He was 7 for 8, right, or something.
I don't know what he did. He in 200 yards.
Yeah, he had an interception
TDs,
at the 3-yard line, just like
interception at the 3-yard line. Yeah,
I thought he was out for the game, like the second play of the game when he got lit up. I thought, oh, here we go. But he came back. He did what Jimmy G always does, C plus effort.
With that team, they play someone else. That defense gets exposed. Jimmy G, whatever. But on that Eagles or the Cowboys and Eagles or the Cowboys and Giants, I know the Cowboys defense is good. I question how good that line was for the Giants. Yeah. That's my biggest question.
Yeah.
On that team. And again, this is week 1. We don't know. Well, it'll expose itself. But take these little mental notes. Is that defense need some work, or is that Cowboys defense that good? Was it a little bad luck?
That Cowboys defense is fast as hell. Sideline to sideline.
They are fast.
Yeah,
Stephon Gilmore was a super underrated signing. What they get him for? They got him pretty cheap too, and he's still really good.
That was a good.
Wow, look at all the low. How is this? All these? I'm looking at the scores. I mean, like the bad guy.
Everything's super close.
In 2004, 2 really good game. I mean, good game, high scoring. I played Gabe's Food Review, really high scoring, and then Brock the party, that was kind of a whooping on Purdy, but a low scoring Trock and Woo didn't score that much, and they got faced together. And go buck yourself and MF. They're barely neither one is gonna get 100 points, and there's a winner. It's
that's how it works in fantasy.
I know it's how it works. It just
all you got to do is focus on yourself and put up a lot of points, and chances are you're going to win more games than not.
Yeah, I'm putting up.
That's why you draft good teams and good players. That's always been my motto. I'm going to put up as many points as possible. Hey, if somebody beats me 150 to 145, shit, that sucks, but you tip your hat. Yeah. But I'm not going to lose a game because I put up 80 points. Hell no. So for those of you that put up less than 100 points, get better.
All the close games.
Throwing down the gauntlet. Watch next week. Low score like 79.
I know, right?
Yeah. It can happen though because guys get hurt, and then there's nothing you can do about it.
Or how about they just don't show up and play? They just suck.
I wonder what the Vegas odds were on this whole weekend, Thursday through Sunday, maybe even Monday, because I feel like you could parlay under on the total points and win because everything's like 2 to 4 points, 1 point. I feel like you'd be under.
Gosh, I just looked at my next week's match.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very rare. It's
Look
not
who I got next week.
It's funny when you
get who I got next week, Los?
You got me next week.
Exactly.
Gosh. Oh. See, where I wish I had Vegas odds is every time Eric gets wiped off.
Man, I know. This is crazy. I'd be
rich.
Hey, we're moving you around. I'm gonna move you up to the top and I'm gonna get in the middle there. There we go. Now I'm in the. No, it didn't move. How did that happen? I thought.
There you go, Dan. You want in the middle?
There we go.
It's funny when you get in a fantasy league like this where we're all just talking crap to each other that players are associated with you. So if something does happen to Tua, all you guys are going to immediately think of Los. Like, oh, there he goes. Finally, got banged up. So every player is associated, on your team with you. So that's how it is, man. I don't like winning because my opponent has guys hurt. I don't wish injury on nobody. It's like, may the best team win, healthy as possible.
I wanted to get a side bet going. I want to get a side bet going with all you guys playing in the chat and nobody gave a damn. I tried like 3 times. I'm like, hey, anyone out there, like, let's pick between, they'll let us know who's all playing. $5 to enter. We can bet on who's going to win. We'll have like a first place, second place, and maybe like a weak third place. Nobody said anything, but it's like we can do an escrow. We can do an
against our
escrow
fantasy
account
football
between
teams.
Lowe's.
I should
We
have
do like
picked
an
up
escrow account between Lowe's or Danny. Like the money can go there. I'm not just a random guy, and we can bet.
Here's something we can suggest that I do in my main fantasy league that I love is that we go head to head, and like Dan says, you could be putting up a lot of points week to week, and you just happen to match up against a guy that scored a little more that week. So what we do in our other league is whoever has the highest amount of points scored total for the year gets their money back, like their $75.
There you go.
Because that's the essence of fantasy football is you can lose 150 to 142 like 3 straight weeks, and you can have some numbnuts like scoring 85 points, but he happens to face a guy that's scoring 75 every week. So it rewards the person that scores a lot of fantasy points, which is what you draft your team for.
Yeah, you didn't make it, but you didn't bust out. It's
really
like
rewarding the Cy Young to a guy that has a lower ERA.
I almost drafted Puka Nakua. I almost took him. I could have picked him up this morning. Puka, the guy for the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
He scored 24 points. I was going to pick him up, but instead
he's related.
I picked up Reed from Green Bay because I saw that Watson was out and that Dobbs was questionable and that he had a hamstring. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe he starts, but then he aggravates it. And now he's there, Reed's the number 1 guy. That's the way fantasy goes. You just don't know. I mean, like Romo, he had Burrow. Burrow's one of the top, 5 quarterbacks, top 6 in fantasy. And how many did he get you today? How many points? Like 8, 10?
Oh, not even. Hold on. I'll tell you. I think it was like 3
Bora,
points.
Are you in the league or no?
Yeah, I'm in the league. I just lost to Lopes today.
3.18 points.
He had Tyreek Hill and
Lowe's is just feeling.
A lot of people lost to those. The guy in my other league is losing, although it's not over. He's got Josh Allen, and I have Garrett Wilson and James Cook, but he's down 40. He's down 40 because
down
Mr.
40?
Tyreek Hill, I have him in both leagues.
Oh, dang. Nice.
Hey, I got to take a piss. I'm going to keep watching, guys.
All right. Hey, later, Kyle.
Yes.
Hey, wait, Kyle, before you head out.
No, don't even. Yeah, okay, whatever.
What?
Because my brand new cell phone screen is going to crack as soon as you press some random button on that freaking computer of yours.
No. We'll just let you go out. All
right.
Have a good one.
Take it easy.
All right. Aaron Rodgers' twin right there. Okay. So we got
another
exactly.
Truck, you had mentioned Trent Williams. He got beat like a couple times today. Do we think he's gonna improve as the season goes on, or is he gonna regress? Because he's 35, right? He's old. I think like the early part of the season is where he's really gonna be his best, and he might tail off towards the end of the season.
He came out for a couple plays too today.
He didn't get hurt. He got hurt a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was something happened and he came back on. Just to say that the Niners are not deep on the offensive line is an understatement.
Yeah, they are.
They don't have anybody else. And if you lose your left tackle, that's a problem. That's a huge problem for that team. So do I think he'll get better? I think so. And I think we have to actually realize that this Steelers front seven is no slouch. They're a good team. Even though they got the brakes beat off of them, they're a solid front seven team. So I don't, like I said, it's week 1. Maybe it's something to look at, but I don't put too much stock into it.
And Trent didn't play one preseason game, did he? This is basically
No,
his first game.
he was also on the injured reserve list coming to this game.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little fatigue. There could be a number of things, but I don't put too much stock into it. I think he's still one of the best left tackles in the game.
Yeah.
And to me, he gets the benefit of the doubt to be proven otherwise. And again, I'll give him the same. Well, let's call it the whole offensive line until week 6 to have a real kind of scope on who they are and what they are. But I think the right guard was more of a concern to me than even the right tackle. The right guard he had a couple penalties, offsides, and I'm trying to think if he got beat more, but it was not so much performance-esque, it was in between the ears-esque. And you can't do that on this team. You have to know the call. You have to know what's coming when you break huddle into the line. That's your advantage as an offensive player. If you can't figure out what is coming next as an offensive player, well, you don't belong in an NFL line. Not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying that needs to change because Niner success is a disciplined team, and as I say, they stick together, and discipline is going to go a long way with them.
Yep. Hey, real quick on fantasy, we got a guy in here in the chat. He goes by We Love Drew. That's a buddy of mine. He's in my other fantasy league, Ryan. We call him Simple. He's a perfect person to suggest what I just talked about 5 minutes ago. So Ryan went 7-7. He was basically average the whole year and happened to squeeze in the playoffs, happened to score a few more points, and he won a championship. So sometimes the best team, obviously in his case, don't win fantasy championships because all you got to do is get in. But that's why I say you reward the person that scores the most points because they're week by week the best team in the league. But hey, props to him. He won. He's in here talking crap to me. So there's your shout out, Ryan, man. But that's why you reward the person that scores the most points. So if you guys want to put that to a vote in our own league, put it out. But I think most people would say it rewards the person that was excellent week by week.
Yes,
it's week 1, whatever you guys want to do. It's not over yet. Granted, there's plenty to come. So, it doesn't. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. So Troc, you're down in Monterey County then?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Beautiful weather down there this time of year. Best time of year, right? September, October, late September.
Oh, it is.
October.
We got that Indian summer. Best time to visit. Best golf.
Yeah.
This is the time you want to come. September is the hidden, low-key best time of year.
Yeah.
We actually got this morning we had thunderstorms out here.
Wow.
Quick.
Oh,
it was just a kind of quick morning thunder.
Yeah.
Welcome to me and Dan's lifestyle out here in the summer.
Hey, well,
They're lightning, man.
Oh, I think we're pretty close to wrapping this up. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. I got some stuff I still got to finish up tonight. But man, it was a good first week. NFL, big win for the Niners, 30-7. And you know what? They could do better. They could put 40 up. This is a team that could put 40 up if they really need to.
Yep.
I think if they get into a game that's more of a shootout, like San Diego, I keep calling them San Diego.
Me
I'm
too.
still going to call them Chargers and LA Chargers and Miami today. They get into a game like that. I think the Niners have the ability to go up and down and score, close to 40 points when needed. But hey, great week. Now we got 2 winners in here at the bottom in fantasy and the 3 losers at the top. Hey, I haven't lost yet. I still believe I got 3% chance. I need 41 points from Josh Allen tomorrow night.
There you go.
1 point.
I hope you have better luck with him than I did with Burrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll be all right with Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
He didn't even play one preseason
Burrow
game.
will probably outscore Tua next week. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
Just week to week.
Yeah. Hey, for Eric, for Bora, for Los, Trock, Kyle, Fossey was in the house tonight, right?
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Am I forgetting anybody else?
Greg Dayton?
Greg effing Dayton? Is he still out there?
No.
Greg? I think
Nope.
we pushed him off the cliff.
Yeah, I think
Well,
we did.
We'll bring him back tomorrow night. It'll be Giants talk tomorrow night. And hey,
Yep. First game of the series against the Guardians.
Yeah. The Guardians. That's a stupid name. Makes me think of a wedding.
Let's just say Cleveland. The first series
makes me think
against
of a wedding and a garter belt. Come on, the Guardians. I'm thinking Giants play the Indians tomorrow night. That's it. San Francisco against the Cleveland Indians. Chief Wahoo. Yeah, they'll always be the Indians to me. Great. That's hey. And,
Are you
and
sure?
know
I
what?
think you're going back further now. Weren't you around during the Cleveland Spider days?
Oh, that's right. They used to be the Spiders.
Yeah, they
Hey,
were. Yep.
I'm around. I'm around. You ain't been around
Hey!
for a long time. All right, he's not around anymore. That's it. All right, there we go. Don't mess around here on the NorCal Sports Network. We just zap guys in and out. You got any smack talk, Los?
No, I've talked all my smack.
You
I
good?
mean,
You good? Okay.
me and Bora had a great game today. So
You want to smack? You want to smack one more time, Bora, before he gets knocked out?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'll see him again probably.
Yeah.
You'll see him, and we'll bring him around. Yeah, that's the beauty of. Hey, Trock, you know the beauty of opening up with a schedule is you get Eric again.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, he deserves a rematch. He had a tough go with Burrow, so
Yeah.
I'll
It would have been closer. It would have been a guaranteed win, but at least it would have been competitive. Let's say that.
Yeah, MF is going down today too. It looks like, huh?
Yep.
Gee, man, that's rough. That's
It's
rough.
gonna be an interesting year.
Hey, I when I look at this, when I look at the league, this is how I look at it. I look at Gabe's food review. I hate to say that, but just because of the team name, Gabe's food review. I look at that's going to be a tough match all year long. The bad guy is going to be tough. I think Haruku's got a decent team. 2004, he could surprise. Yeah, week one, anything, it can change. But those are three of the four teams that kind of stand out. Woo!
Health and depth are the key.
Woo!
Health and depth.
I don't know. That right.
Everybody's going to have injuries at some point or another. It's who has the
Yeah.
deeper teams, who can replace.
I think we
people
play
on the
14
bench with
games.
Quality guys.
I think it's a 14-game schedule, so you need to go about 8-6 to get in. Sometimes 7-7 will get you in, but it kind of has a way of everybody's gonna do all right. Yeah. So, yeah. Eric probably would have had if Burrow played a regular decent game. He would have been right there with you, Trock.
Yep. It would have been more competitive. Yep.
Yeah, but that's how it goes each week.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
No worries.
frustrating.
But it's
Yeah,
fun. It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. And some of us take it too serious.
Yep.
2-3 in the morning trying to make deals.
I wonder who that could be.
Jeez.
My phone will be off.
I got a serious problem. Serious. Yeah. Trock, put your phone on DND, man.
My phone will be in the other room on silent. Don't
There
worry.
you go.
I've heard the stories.
You never know. 2:30 in the morning, what might hit you?
Like Dan, I just hope you're not gonna text me with that. Are you up? Text. That's what I want.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right, everybody. Hey, go tan your.
My goal is not to finish last.
Yeah, Hiroku. I want to see you walking around the stadium with that shirt on more than maybe anybody else. Yeah. Yes. Get that off. Get that off. I can't stand it. Especially after I heard that barroom story. Now I really thinking this is, oh man. Coconut oil and Speedos and tanning, they don't mix. So
Lowe's is
anyway,
already gone.
yeah. Hey, we're gonna we'll be back tomorrow night, guys. What time's the game? 6:45. So about 9:15, 9:30. Probably closer to 9:30. We'll do a Giants
Pre-game or post.
Cleveland post game. Everybody have a great one.
Real quick, who's going tomorrow for Giants? Is it to be determined?
Oh shoot!
I'm guessing
Probably.
it's probably an opener, right?
Probably.
Let me look real quick. Now that you got me.
Just so we can put that out there real quick.
Tomorrow, Monday, Giant. Wait, wrong
Cobb.
button there.
Alex Cobb.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
Cobb
right.
is
He got
going.
pushed back. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how he does. See how that hip's holding up.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Hey, have a great one. Have a good week. We'll see you tomorrow night. Arrivederci. Ciao.
Woo!